I'm Joan Houghton. I'm the course director for the MSc in Clinical Research that Cranfield Health runs in India. Cranfield Health runs a MSc program in clinical research, and it now has a collaboration with the Institute of Clinical Research in India. This means that we offer to students studying in India the MSc program, which will enable them to graduate with an UK MSc qualification, just as if they had studied in the UK. Students can join the MSc program provided they meet the Cranfield entry requirements, which is to have the equivalent of a good UK first degree and to have a qualification in English if English isn't your native language. In India, we can fulfill this requirement by two means. If you have a good quality degree, such as medicine or dentistry, you may be able to join the MSc one-year program. If, however, you've got a degree that does not meet this standard, you can join ICRI's foundation year, which will enable you to come up to the standard required for entry to the university, and that will include the English qualification. During the course, the students will gain a basic knowledge of a large number of subjects, from understanding something about the disease process, through to drug discovery, through to statistics and interpretation of data, through to ethics and research governance and regulatory processes. The course has three components: talk modules, a group project, and then an individual project. In India, the modules are delivered by ICRI faculty, but for each module, Cranfield staff will actually attend and do the teaching for at least 25% of the module. They'll also set the assignments and be there to help and to advise students. The taught element of the course is very different from a UK university from that of an Indian one. Because we are trying to develop your skills, your higher level skills and your personal skills, the delivery is very much more interactive rather than the traditional Indian method, which has largely been faculty delivering knowledge to a student. The group projects follow the talk component. You will be placed in a group, you will work with that group for a period of about 3 months. During that time, you will have to undertake a project, which may be a real-life project given to you by industry or an academic one. During this period, you'll have to plan and carry out a large amount of work together with your other team members. Following the group project, each student then needs to undertake their individual research question. This will address a question of interest to them, for which they will need to do a literature review and then collect data, analyse the data, interpret the data, and to write a formal thesis. Your individual research project can either be done as an academic project supervised by your guide within ICRI, or you may have the opportunity to do it with a company or indeed a hospital or another research institute. Students can study for the Cranfield MSc in Clinical Research at one of the ICRI sites across India, or indeed you can come across to the UK to study actually at Cranfield itself. The advantages of studying in the UK is that you will immediately have a different cultural experience. This is very challenging for some students, but in my experience, all the students that come to the UK do mature very rapidly while they're here. Students studying the MSc, whether in Cranfield or in India, are supported by a number of facilities. First of all, of course, students will have access to their own local ICRI guides. The Cranfield faculty visit regularly, so they'll have access to our e-library to give access to many, many thousands of references in the medical literature. Students will also have access to our virtual learning environment called Blackboard. Cranfield staff use this to be able to communicate with students. All our lectures are put on it, the assignments, and a lot of other useful information about the course. Students can also set up discussion boards to communicate across campuses within India. Placement following the MSc is assisted by your ICRI staff. There are a wide number of openings for students graduating with the Cranfield MSc. The obvious choices are, of course, to work with the pharmaceutical or device industry or to work with a CRO. But there are lots of other opportunities as well. Working with regulatory departments, working as a medical writer, developing a research career by going on to do a PhD are also options available to graduates of the MSc.